Hello, and welcome to Best Picture Brain Rot, a podcast series where three friends attempt the impossible, watching every single Best Picture winner in chronological order before the 100th Oscars and slowly losing our grip on reality.
Follow along as we give ourselves cinematic brain damage by watching every Best Picture in order from the first winner, Wings, to whatever the Academy picks in 2028.
There are 99 weeks until the 100th Oscars, and today we are going to talk about the Broadway Melody. Surprises, disappointments, hot takes, and plenty of brain rot ahead.
We are your hosts, Adam,
Sarah,
and Drew.
Our second Academy Award winner for Best Picture is The Broadway Melody, released in 1929 and directed by Harry Beaumont. It tells the story of two sisters who moved to New York in order to make it big in the world of Broadway, as well as their struggles in getting their shot and finding love. More on the details later, but I wanted to start by asking a question. What is your favorite musical? And have you ever seen it on stage, or perhaps on Broadway?
was not expecting a question. Wow.
I did not think about this.
I have to keep you on your toes.
For the record, hi, this is Sarah, and I hate musicals. So I don't really have a favorite. I saw one musical when I went to New York on a Model UN trip, and it was Phantom of the Opera, and that was fine.
It's the only musical you've seen on stage ever.
Yes. Wow. I once auditioned for a musical, and I had never sang before, and I forgot the lyrics, and I cried through the whole song. I sang, "These are my favorite things" from The Sound of Music, and I ended it, and everyone slowly clapped me off stage, and then I continued to cry in the stands.
Did you get the role?
No.
What did you think of Phantom?
I don't remember anything about that because I was distracted on the trip. There was a lot going on. I just had a crush on a guy, and, we were 16.
Oh.
And so Phantom of the Opera, wasn't the priority.
Drew? Sarah's giving me nothing.
I mean, one of the few movies that my family always watched was The Sound of Music. We had the soundtrack, and it was one of those things we always listened to in the car. So that's definitely up there. It's always been ingrained in my brain. So whether I like it or not, it's a favorite. Mm-hmm. I definitely have a couple that I probably like, and they're completely escaping me. But maybe like Evita, if you want a hot take.
Evita's great.
Who's
saying that's a hot take?
Well, it's a less. No one does Evita in high school.
True.
I remember begging my course teacher to do Evita, and he was like, "I don't think you can do that." And in terms of ones that okay, I actually did. I was in the things that I've actually done staged. Grease is probably the most fun. I think that's the most.
Oh, you would fit so well in Grease.
That's the most fun. I mean.
You've got Kaniki written all over you.
I auditioned for Kaniki, and I lost.
You didn't get it.
I lost to another Andrew. I lost to Andrew Major.
Andrew on Andrew.
Who was like the Troy Bolton. He did football. Mm-hmm. He did high school football, but also then I'm going to do the musical this year. And so they were like,
I mean, that's a good fit for Kaniki.
It's perfect. No, he earned it. I got to play Vince Fontaine, which is a much more fun role. He's a very salacious DJ who hits on underage women.
Oh yeah.
And he doesn't sing, which is the most important part for me. He doesn't sing. He has one big monologue, and that's about it. Which that was always my specialty, was the role with one big monologue, and then he hops off stage.
Well, I'm a huge Broadway fan.
Sorry, Adam. I'm so sorry.
I'm totally going to remember a musical or two as this.
Yeah. I have seen so many musicals on stage. I think my first one was Phantom when I was pretty young. My dad took me to go see it. I've seen Book of Mormon 3 or 4 times on stage. Great. I saw Hamilton on Broadway. I've seen Wicked once on Broadway. What else have I seen? I saw Aladdin. I saw Hadestown recently. That one's really good.
I don't know what that is.
It's like a retelling of a Greek story. It's
Oh,
really good,
Hades.
but they kind of Hades.
It's
What did you think I said?
I don't know. I haven't thought about Hades in so long. Like, I haven't heard that name drop in a while.
It's
so.
Orpheus and Eurydice, right?
Yeah. It's so good. It's a really beautiful show. It's set like
Well, that sounds cool.
yeah, you should listen to it. Like Alexis, she hates musicals in general. Like
I'm
winning
every
her
day.
over. I'm winning her over.
Oh, how do you two get along? I feel like
When we would do road trips, I would make her listen to musicals all the way through.
yeah, that's
Alexis is Adam's wife.
horrifying.
Oh yeah, I don't think I said that before.
For
He's just some woman who I go on a
he's
road.
dragging her around. He hired to just like listen to his musical soundtracks.
My favorite musical though it's called Next to Normal.
Oh,
Yeah. It's a show where these people are really messed up in the suburbs. This lady is seeing the ghost of her dead son, which I guess is a spoiler.
okay.
So sorry. Well, it's an early part of the show. Spoiler, I guess. But the music is really good. It's really dark and sad, but great music. I would love to see it. But it's a small, older show that they don't really tour with it anymore.
What's the musical where there's like an Anne Frank one where she raps,
What?
right?
Are you just confusing the time when Justin Bieber wrote an Anne Frank like
If she would have been a believer. I think about that way too often.
this? Okay, what you're describing does sound like whatever Lin-Manuel Miranda is going to write next. Is that?
I swear it's real.
So we've talked a lot about and around Broadway. Quick trivia question before I drop a little history on you. Guess what was the year of the first ever musical stage performance that happened in New York City?
I'm gonna guess 1800s.
Give me a year. Give me a
1898.
I'm gonna go
1898. Okay.
I'm gonna go 1859.
1859. The answer, 1750. The earliest days of Broadway, they take us back to not yet New York, but New Amsterdam, major Dutch settlement in the New World. Theater had a rich global history at this point. Shakespeare's body of work was almost 200 years old by now, to say nothing of ancient Greece and Rome's heritage of stage productions thousands of years prior. But most of the first Europeans who moved to the New World were sticks in the mud, and the Dutch in New Amsterdam generally found theater to be morally questionable. So it was a big deal when the Nassau Street Theater was founded in 1735, the city's first ever venue for professional performance. The first years of the theater saw primarily Shakespeare productions, pantomimes, traveling British troops, and ballad operas. Ballad operas were comedic performances, taking popular music from the time and setting them to satirical lyrics. Kind of like a Weird Al concert, I guess. One of the most famous of these was called The Beggar's Opera, and a performance of this show in 1750 would be the first ever professional musical production to take place on the street we would come to know as Broadway. The next century would be marked by rapid expansion of the city, and Broadway grew with it. As a main thoroughfare, it benefited from the massive influx of commerce and population in the city, and many neighborhoods began popping up along the street. Many are iconic today, such as Madison Square, Greenwich Village, and Longacre Square, which was renamed Times Square in 1904, well before the first ever man in a grungy Elmo costume stepped onto the curb outside the 24-hour Olive Garden. Technological growth played a major role in the advancement of theater on Broadway. Gas lighting, invented in the mid-1800s, helped to revolutionize stage effects, something that would go even further at the end of the century with electric lights. Marquees lit up Broadway advertising the shows on stage, bringing an air of prestige to the art form. This coincided generally with the Industrial Revolution in America, a time of economic prosperity, which gave disposable income to many and allowed the art to be more accessible. The turn of the 20th century saw the rise of new forms of musical entertainment on Broadway, chief of which were revues, or in some cases known as follies. This is actually what was portrayed in the Broadway Melody. The sisters find themselves auditioning for the Zanfield Revue, a pretty clumsy pastiche of the Ziegfeld Follies, which were the predominant form of Broadway entertainment at the time. plotless musical theater, which was really just a collection of scenes, skits, and songs, but filled with lavish costumes and high production value. Ultimately, this art form is what would morph into musical theater that we recognize today, now plot-driven, but largely keeping the pageantry and technical dazzlement. It is around this time that the Broadway Melody is set.
Do you know why it's called Broadway?
I assume the way was broad.
You got it.
Cool.
Well, so the original name was Breadweg, which is the Dutch name for it, which the English translation is Broadway. And it was basically, like you were saying, it was a thoroughfare that was initially used by the Native Americans, which is why it doesn't necessarily line up with the grid system. Most of the theater used to be lower on the island, but then it moved up because it was, like you were saying, and I might talk about this later when we get toward the end of the movie, but generally, like you were saying, the entertainment industry as a whole, even up until the creation of this movie, was just always seen as kind of seedy.
Well, it's funny how a lot of art forms like that were seen as low class. Shakespeare was so populous for the time, and it was the theater of the people. Then movies were seen as moving pictures at the beginning was like very
scrappy Wild West.
Yeah. Low class entertainment, like far cry from what it is today. It was around this time, the time the movie's portraying, the 1930s. That's when Broadway became Broadway, as far as the cool thing for rich people to do.
Yeah.
Okay, so would the higher class be going to the opera or the ballet, and those people would think that movies are brain rot?
Okay. You made your point.
They knew. They knew back then.
They knew.
Just saying.
Moving on to the movie, though. Sarah, you want to give us a brief overview, the cast and the crew?
Yes, I will. There was not a lot of information on this cast and crew, to be honest, compared to Wings, which was packed with stars and big names and people with crazy histories relating to World War I. But yeah, it was directed by Harry Beaumont. Not much about him. He quit school to become an actor and bounced around between studios and started writing screenplays. And apparently his career started to decline to smaller features after talkies became a thing. The Broadway Melody was one of his most successful films. And then the market became so saturated with musicals that a lot of them were failing at the box office. And so the studios were cutting ties with a lot of their musical performers. Womp womp. It was written by Edmund Goulding. Sorry, dude, or whoever your relatives are if I'm mispronouncing that.
Again, they're going to be really mad when they hear this podcast.
Yeah, the great-granddaughter of Edmund Goulding is listening. Norman Houston, James Gleason, and Earl Baldwin, and then Nacio
Herb Brown.
Nacio Herb Brown composed the musical numbers for this film.
All three of them?
I will. So Nacio Herb Brown is also the writer of Singing in the Rain. He wrote the music for that. Which
he grew.
Well, Singing in the Rain is basically, for anyone who doesn't know, is just jacking tons of songs from this musical and other musicals that Nacio Brown wrote. It's just
really? I've only seen Singing in the Rain, but I'm unfamiliar with a lot of the musicals that came before. So maybe when we get there, it'll be like, oh, wow, that's crazy. I've heard these songs.
Yes, yeah. And one of them from here, I think it's the You Belong to Me. Or no, You Were Meant for Me is used in Singing in the Rain. It's at the very end. Oh. Yeah.
Well, I hope it's better in Singing in the Rain.
It
will
is.
be.
No,
That's actually a really good movie.
This whole movie just makes you want to watch Singing in the Rain.
Okay, can't wait.
Yeah.
So that's the director, those are the writers, and then getting into the cast, it is starring Anita Page, known as Queenie in the film. Anita Page was referred to as, quote, the blonde, blue-eyed Latin, because she was Spanish and blonde. Boom.
Okay. Shout out Anya Taylor-Joy.
Right? Yeah. This is the second time we've mentioned Anya Taylor-Joy.
Well, I think we just need to mention her every episode
Yeah,
somehow, or like organically.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't force
until she's like special guest.
She agrees to show up.
You have 3 episodes to respond, Anya Taylor-Joy. And yeah, she was also known as like the girl with the most beautiful face in Hollywood. In the 1920s, she was known for playing ambitious starlets, which is what she played in this film. Okay, here's the tea. She received several marriage proposals, specifically from one passionate Italian fan. She received multiple. Guess who? Benito Mussolini.
Mussolini? Oh, that's crazy. I was about to make a joke about that.
He was a fan.
Oh, you had your shot, girl. You had your shot.
Like if Kim Jong-un DM'd Margaret Qualley after watching The Substance.
The Ayatollah is reaching out to Florence Pugh.
I loved you in Midsummer.
Yeah. They could have written a more three-dimensional part for Oppenheimer. I'm sorry.
Oh, no. Okay, so anyway, moving on. So Anita Page married composer Nacio Hurt Brown in 1934. The marriage was annulled 9 months later because Brown's previous divorce had not been finalized at the time that they were married. And Page also admitted that she never loved Brown and that she only married him because she had nothing else to do.
Okay.
We've all been there.
She had no weekend plans.
Then she transitioned to talkie films, but she also was not a big fan of the loss of silent movies. She says the trouble with talkies was they let you have the music, but they'd stop it when you had to talk, and that was always a letdown for me. She was the last living attendee of the very first Academy Awards, and she is buried in the Holy Cross Cemetery in San Diego. Let's move on to Bessie Love, the actress who plays Hank in this film.
Crazy name.
Hank and Queenie. Perhaps the most feminine and masculine name you could possibly give either character.
So she was like the Hollywood young ingenue. She was born with the name Juanita Horton, but was given the stage name Bessie Love because apparently Juanita Horton is really hard to pronounce for people in the late 1920s. And also Juanita Horton was too long for theater marquees.
I've never considered that's like why stage names are often the way they are, that they had to fit on the marquee. Like that makes the most sense. But it's like clearly carried over. You've got people like Tom Cruise. There's that shortness, there's like a terseness that we consider to be the star's name.
When she did Broadway Melody, the success of the film resulted in a 5-year contract with MGM and an increase in her weekly salary. Guess what? She was making $500 a week. And after the Broadway Melody, she was making $3,000 a week. The math, inflation, 2026, that would be $56,000 a week.
Wow.
That was also $1,000 more than her male co-star, Charles
her.
King. Good for her.
Good for her.
Yeah.
Okay, and then lastly is Charles King. He's Eddie.
Yeah, great. My favorite character.
Okay. I'm like, yeah, whatever. He was a vaudeville comedian and a Broadway actor. He, in my opinion, was nowhere, like for a vaudeville comedian, he was nowhere near as funny as our boy Herman Schwimpf in
Gold
Wings.
standard,
I mean,
though.
seriously though,
Yeah.
like he set the bar too high. He honestly was kind of a flop, Charles King. He was mostly doing musicals, but it just became too much of a saturated market. So he faded into oblivion and moved to the UK. There's not much about this man. On IMDb, in the trivia portion, the first fun fact about him is that he died of pneumonia. And that's a wrap on cast and crew.
This movie, the Broadway Melody. Yeah, we all really enjoyed Wings. I don't think that any of us really enjoyed this movie.
I haven't found any evidence that people like this movie except back then.
But I think there is a level of importance with it being the first movie musical. And you kind of talked about, Sarah, like it became such a saturated market that this is what kicked it off. At the time, it probably melted people's brains.
This was a massive success to the point where there are 3 sequels.
There's
There's the Broadway
crazy.
Melody of 36, 38, and 40, which none of these, the Broadway Melody movies, involve the same cast. They don't even involve the same songwriters. It's just they're literally taking the title and they're effectively
It's
doing
like
it.
Scary Movie.
It's like well, not even. Like at least Scary Movie
That's
has
true.
the
There's
Wayans
some
brothers and Simon
continuity.
Rex. You
Yeah.
know? This is like, and now that's what I call music. 2018,
Oh.
where it's like they're just like taking the title or like, I don't know, I've not seen all the Step Ups, but aren't they all a different cast? It's kind of like they're taking...
It's like the idea of stepping up.
Yeah, the idea of the movie is there, but it's like a different place, location, cast, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah. Step Up. I think John Chu did actually all of them.
Yeah.
Who directed Wicked, which is coming up now for the second time.
Yes. We'll bring up Wicked and Anya Taylor-Joy in every single episode. The Broadway Melody of 1940, I believe, stars Fred Astaire, notably, and was written by Cole Porter.
Were they famous by then, or were they more cutting their teeth?
That's a great question, and this is where I will reveal most of my knowledge about this movie. I know from my roommate who actually is a fan of this movie and knows a lot about it.
He likes this movie.
Well, no, he's a fan of the general sphere of it, so he knows about it.
Okay.
So I leached a lot of information off of him before coming here.
We look forward to unveiling that information while talking about it. So, Broadway Melody, we talked about, is a story of two sisters coming to New York, trying to make it. So
literally, yeah.
That's it. That's kind of it. That's mostly what happens. But I would love to go through the plot of the movie, scene by scene, frame by frame, because we loved it so much. I would just love to dig into everything about it, because it opens with a very strange scene where they're all practicing music, but they're all adults, kind of a TikTok house or something.
It's a hype house.
I would imagine this is a space where people come to actually write music for musicals and for reviews and things like that. It's like a studio musicians, like session musicians.
But I do like the comparison to like a content house, because if you think about it, Queenie is like Charlie D'Amelio and Hank is like Dixie D'Amelio.
There's another one. I only have heard of Charlie.
Exactly. That's why I'm making the comparison.
Okay. I would argue it's the other way around.
Like in the movie?
Why? Charlie D'Amelio is the bigger star.
True. But Dixie's the older one. With the way the movie ends, I would argue that Charlie is the younger one. Charlie is Hank.
We'll dig into the psychology of that a little bit later. Got a lot of ground to cover.
Yeah.
But it does open with this hype house. This is a time where reviews were popular, and as we covered, reviews were very plotless, different scenes. People would, I assume, pitch songs that they made to be added to these reviews.
This is review, by the way, for people listening. This is REVUE, not REVIEW.
What's the difference?
A review is like, and with the UE is like what Adam has described earlier in this section, like a plotless musical where it's just, hey, we're going to do a bunch of skits and songs that don't really have a through line. There's not really an actual plot. They might involve a general theme or a basic love plot over a couple of scenes, but otherwise it's not like, hey, all of this is part of one story. It's more like, here's just a variety show.
So these people were probably like pitching song, which Eddie is practicing his song, which was called, what was his song called? They sing it like 4 times.
The Broadway Melody.
The Broadway Melody.
Oh, the Broadway Melody. Shows how much I paid attention. But he's practicing his song, the Broadway Melody, to kind of pitch to this man, Zanfield. Everyone gathers around. It's kind of framed up as some big breakthrough that he found his song that he's going to take to the reviews. They're going to put it in the show, which of course Zanfield does eventually. But what happens next is cutting to the plot with the sisters. They move into a New York apartment. Gosh, I don't know how you guys felt about this, but it's such a stark contrast from Wings, which used humor really well and I think sparingly. This one was a straight up comedy, which can work, but I did find the comedy really grating. And the dialogue, especially that the sisters had with each other, was that bop, 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 rapid, trying to be witty, transatlantic kind of thing. And oh my God, it just did not work for me.
These two sisters were super annoying. I didn't find anything funny about it. I thought they were a lesbian couple at first, just because of like how affectionate they were with each other.
Probably be better
if they were. I was like, oh wait,
this
is
interesting.
That's what I thought. I was like, okay, wow, I didn't know a story like this was being told at this time, but they're sisters. So that was confusing because everyone was just super affectionate with each other at the beginning. Everyone was kissing.
I did want to bring up the unhinged kisses in this movie. Early on, one of the sisters caresses. She grabs her cheeks and kisses her in a way that's like
Yes!
really weirdly intimate.
Yes.
And then Hank, who is shown to be the more dominant of the two sisters at the beginning, her fiance shows up, and my oh my, it's Eddie who sang the Broadway Melody, and he plants the biggest smooch on his to-be sister-in-law and says some of the most creepy dialogue.
100%.
You know, you look just like her.
Every man walked in and was like, "You're a grown woman now." And also, how did they all get into their room?
Yeah,
These dudes
'cause I mean,
just they just spawned in fucking
Locks
midair.
were invented in 1931.
And women weren't allowed to use them anyway.
I swear they would just be talking, and then just a new man would appear and go, "Well, you're older now."
That aspect to me felt like it was a filmed stage play.
I'll just jump into this point.
Yeah.
There's a very interesting thing with this musical and musicals in general right around this time where they are taking a medium that doesn't necessarily translate so directly into film. And so like things that you would accept as normal in a musical where it's like people just walking in and out and like the door's not locked and like easy transitions and like entrances and exits, it really stands out. And if I might pivot a little, the idea of diegesis and diegetic sound.
Explain what that means.
Diegesis is the goddess of digestion.
Yeah, okay. Diegesis is our sponsor, yes. There's diegetic and non-diegetic sound. Diegetic sound is sound that you are actually hearing from the plot that is in front of you. That is sound effects when someone slaps someone and it's a slap, or that is the dialogue, that is...
It's a sound that exists in the world in which you are watching.
Exactly. Versus non-diegetic sound would be soundtrack or narration, things that wouldn't necessarily be heard by the players in the story. They're mostly to add something for the viewer.
So at the beginning, when Eddie sings the song, that is a diegetic song because it is existing in the context. Like he is singing it in that world.
And that is what a lot of this movie is structured around, is the diegetic use of music. It's not like musicals that we're used to now today, like something like Wicked, where something's happening in the story and so someone just starts singing.
And there's like a big swelling orchestra kind of like in the air, in the world.
That's what people are used to in musicals. And they pretty quickly were having to adjust and realize like that's kind of weird on film. Most musicals around this time that are made for film are about putting on musicals because it just makes it easier for the audience to understand. It's like, okay, the music is music that is actually being played. So it's like he introduces that he's going to sing a song, and it's not just like some inner monologue in his head that he's like trying to express. And even towards the back half of this movie, you literally just see points where it just shows a program and it says like, this is this song written by this person, and we're just going to show it as if it's
it becomes the show. The show in question, as you said, is, and we've alluded to it so far, is this idea of the Zanfield Follies, or maybe was it Zanfield Follies or Zanfield Review?
Yeah.
It was one of those. But that is Eddie, he lands an audition for the sisters to come in and audition to be part of this review, to be essentially like featured players on his song, The Broadway Melody, but also chorus girls throughout the rest of it.
I have a problem with that audition scene. So one of the people sabotages the Mahoney sisters' audition, putting a purse in the piano.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a sabotage? I thought one of the sisters like accidentally put their purse in there. I missed.
A sabotage.
It was that blonde girl who's just hassling them the whole time?
Yeah.
Okay.
But nobody got rid of the purse, and then the piano magically worked.
I did notice that. I was like, it would be pretty easy to realize that there's a purse in this piano.
Piano is working, but it's off key. Because when you're
It's also
music-
probably not how pianos work. Like,
it is.
But also, the music sucked, so I couldn't tell if anything was off key, because it all was horrible to my. It all was horrible.
But like if something is on the chords of the piano, that affects the length of the chord, so like the notes are all completely off.
but like it would probably sound. I would think it would sound worse.
Yeah,
than it did in the movie.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
it was stupid.
I mean, it was
And
kind of like,
and they're
it's
literally
it's
just like,
slapstick.
well, there's nothing we can do. Like, no one
Right.
thinks
Literally.
like, look in the piano and see what's
Right,
wrong.
no,
They're
well,
like,
that's
something's
like-
wrong with the piano.
It's like, well, you guys just got to adapt to this and sing better, I guess.
It just ain't working. I don't know.
Yeah. After that, they're dejected. They know it's gone bad. But then, I want to say, this shocked me a little bit. This is a very pervy movie.
Yeah.
Like, the men in this movie are all, like, gross, lecherous dogs. Like, all of them.
Literally
bar
every single
none.
one of them. Yeah.
And they use that to a plot point in this. Like, I think it's the theater owner, or like Zanfield himself, starts like slobbering over Queenie
Yes.
specifically, invites her over and says, "You can be in the show." And then she's like, "Well, I won't do anything without my sister." Fairly normal, expected plot point, helps drive the plot along. I don't really have a huge issue with it. You know, he's like, "Well, sure."
Yeah.
And then she's like, "Well, I want her to think it's her idea. She's my business manager. She doesn't want to hurt her ego." So then she's like, "Oh, Hank, you go talk to him." And then they make it seem like it was Hank who actually got them the gig, but they both end up, of course, in the Zanfield review.
I want to remind everybody that Hank is a female character in the film.
She is the little sister.
No, she's the smaller sister.
Smaller sister.
But she is older. Yeah,
Oh,
she's
what? Yeah.
Huh?
She is older, but she's just
Yeah, she's
smaller.
older.
Yeah, that's stupid.
What Drew, you think people like
No.
like
I,
you
the
I'm not gonna dig into
The
this.
audience will agree with me on this. The younger sister should be smaller.
I disagree with that.
No.
I will not elaborate.
What about brothers?
Same.
My brother is way taller than I am.
Yeah. Well, then that's wrong.
It's an affront. It's an
Yeah.
affront to God.
Yeah. That means you're actually the younger.
I'm actually the younger.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Are you taller than your siblings?
My brother is taller than me.
Oh my gosh.
So this is like really a deep-seated complex.
I was
more
about
than
to
anything.
say.
Sure. Yeah.
This
Like
is
an
an
inch. Like an inch.
intervention.
Yeah. We don't need to talk about it.
So,
Are you sure?
Let's move on.
Okay.
oh.
So then Hank does what now?
They do. So like Eddie is he's in with Zanfield. He's running a lot of aspects of the show, at least like his song, the Broadway Melody, which is like a key piece of it. He has the two sisters dancing with him in rehearsal, and Zanfield himself is like, "Oh, cut this song," or like cut part of the song, cut the part with the sisters dancing. Like, I don't like it. The next part of the review, it's like this like Roman ship scene, and there's a woman standing on like the bow of the ship, and she just falls.
Eats it.
It looked like she jumped.
Yeah, well, she did. But like in the movie or something.
They didn't hide it that well.
They really did. It was like, oh, I fell.
I'm like, girl, I saw like her foot go up and like choose to jump.
Yeah.
But I think the implication is that she just fell in the movie.
Which I'm sure happened all the time back then.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they didn't have OSHA
Yeah.
or anything, unions. Mm-hmm. They probably barely had like stagehands. It's just together with like...
Well, I mean, they literally, around this part of the movie, there's a part where a lighting guy just throws an entire spotlight at an actor out of frustration. Which was pretty funny, I will say. Something was like, where's my spotlight? Where's my spotlight? And this little lighting guy goes, here's your spotlight, and just throws the whole thing at him.
So Queenie, this actress lady, falls to not, I assume, her death, but some level of dismemberment that precludes her from actually being in the show. And they just grab Queenie and give her the role, which to me didn't seem like a real role. Like, it's just like standing on the bow of the ship while there's like a song that happens under you. And then there's like a pretty hard cut. Queenie is excelling in this role to a degree where everyone's like, you're such a big star now.
Yeah.
Even to the point where one of the patrons of the theater, Jock Warner.
Jock Warner, yeah.
Which is a really weird name.
Well, I thought that was a direct reference to Jack Warner.
I'm sure it was.
Yeah, which I if it is, it's
Again,
pretty damning
remember,
portrait
like
of
the other guy was Zanfield when Ziegfeld was the pop.
Yeah,
Again,
he's
these people are not
clearly
being very creative here.
Yeah.
So I think Jock Warner was Jack Warner, which, I mean, if you're hearing me say that back, it probably sounds like I might just be saying the same name.
This is
twice.
Jock Warner
Can you explain who Jack Warner is for people who might not know?
of the Warner Brothers.
Okay, thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Was he the bigger or the smaller Warner
This is
brother?
great. Actually, let me look this up. You guys keep talking, and I'll get back to
Such a
you.
good point, Adam.
But this Jock Warner takes a shine, they would probably say in the 30s, to Queenie. They start dating. And Eddie and Hank, mind you, still engaged, are just meddling. All up in Queenie dating this man. And at the beginingI didn't really understand what their beef was with
I didn't
Jock.
either. Because he didn't come
At the-
across
Yeah.
like a sleaze bag. Like, he really didn't. The
Well, they
movie-
probably had a reputation.
Um,
That's probably what they're going for. And since this,
Okay.
they very much seems
Oh,
just like
'cause they
a
do-
hit piece from MGM against Jack Warner. Like they just
could-
like, you know, Jack.
yeah, he was portrayed, at least through dialogue, like a playboy.
Yes,
That's
a
probably what they were
notorious
going
figure.
for.
If I'm being honest, I liked him as a character better than anybody else. He was the only character that didn't annoy me.
I would agree. From an acting perspective, he didn't bother me as much as,
The
say,
others.
Eddie.
Yeah.
And Eddie has an all-timer of a scene after this where he's trying to, like, talk Queenie out of dating him. And it is just... Oh, that scene is just so creepy.
Oh, I hate it. I hate
Because
it.
it's like a weird initiating a sort of will they, won't they thing, but it has zero context other than him, like, giving her a furtive look in the very first scene of meeting each other. Like, you know, it's something that you know is coming because their eyes lock in that first scene where they meet each other. It makes no sense and is a bad choice, but it's clearly where they are going, and it not culminates, but it evolves in this scene where he's like, I want to be with you, but we shouldn't.
And here's the thing about this. There's so much to say about Eddie and his relationship to the two sisters, but what confused me the most is I couldn't tell what Queenie wanted. I couldn't tell if she wanted Eddie, if she wanted Jock. I didn't feel safe with her because I was like, no, seriously, because I'm like, what does she want? Does she want this guy? Does she not want this guy? Like, she was a Bluetooth. Okay, this guy wants me, I'm going here. Okay, this is what I'm going here.
A Bluetooth lady.
She was a
Is that
Bluetooth
like a
lady.
new archetype?
It's what I'm giving her.
I kind of like that. New devices
device,
kind of
yeah.
entered the
Doo-doo-doo.
magnetic.
It's Eddie. It's Jock. And you're like, what do you want?
The next, what happens next is the birthday scenes, which there are two birthday scenes. You know, they're like the sister. They have a birthday apart. I don't think they were twins or had the same birthday, but maybe they were. It seemed like they were doing a joint birthday thing. And then Queenie blew them off to go to Jock Warner's fancy party. Mm-hmm. It was kind of a pivotal scene, but I don't remember that much about it.
I can't even think about anything in this movie being pivotal.
If you're listening right now and you're confused what the plot actually is, so are we.
honestly.
Right, especially
We're
right
doing
around
our
this-
best to do this chronologically, and it's just simply...
It's about as logical as it is coming off.
The next part is the review happens. The actual show goes on stage. It has its... I don't know if it's the premiere night or what, but they just kind of show the stage play.
No. They literally show a program, like
Yeah.
number by number. They're like,
Right.
this is the song, this is who wrote it, this is who's performing it. and then they do the song, and then they do the same thing.
At the time was probably quite cool because it's taking this heightened art form that you could only see live, and it's putting it into a place where now millions of people can see it at the same time, like multiple times a day.
Yeah, which is what I was alluding to with the diegetic stuff. Is you don't need to do this. It's already interesting enough to people for this to just be like, get a peek inside show business, you know?
Yeah, I've referred to reviews as plotless a few times throughout this. And this part of the movie is by far the most plotless because it is just a song, a scene, some dancing. But it was, for me, probably the most impressive and interesting part of the movie. As someone who generally enjoys musicals, I don't think the songs left an impression on me, but the dancing was... I enjoyed the dancing. They had a little tap dance scene.
With the girl who's dressed like Punch the Monkey.
Shout out Punch.
I don't know what she's wearing. Or she's just like the pizza rat. Like I don't know what she's
the one who tap danced.
Yeah, she's supposed to be
the tap dancing.
No. But it's like she is wearing a costume that confused me. She literally has like little ears and like a tail. Like she's dressed like some animal for some reason.
Didn't notice that.
What?
I'm gonna have to rewatch that scene
Yeah.
specifically.
Okay.
But I did like the tap dancing. I think tap dancing is cool.
I like the tap dancing too.
They had some other like big set pieces. Like the Roman one I think looks cool. I think it's a scene that is more well known called the Wedding of the
Painted Girl, I think.
Yeah.
There is, yes, Wedding of the Painted Doll.
Wedding of the Painted Doll.
Yes. Which there is some connection here with Nacio Herb Brown that this was one that was taken from the musical Pirate. All of these songs.
Pirate.
Yeah. I'm only mentioning this to show that like a lot of these songs are just ones that exist in this guy's catalog, and he's like, I just got these songs and I want to like smash them together. I can't remember if this is one that also shows up in Singing in the Rain, or I think was intended to be in Singing in the Rain, but then got cut.
Oh.
And then they made the song Make 'Em Laugh. Which,
that's a good song.
Which Make 'Em Laugh is the only actually original song in Singing in the Rain, even though it is, but it is ripping off a song called Be a Clown. So instead of be a clown, it's Make 'Em Laugh, Make 'Em Laugh. Like, it is the only original quote unquote one, but it is still a complete ripoff.
You know, it is funny. As I grew up listening to musicals, you learn that there's a lot of that.
Yeah.
Like one of the, I believe, and I can't remember exactly which song it is from Book of Mormon, but I learned way later after I've listened to Book of Mormon hundreds of times, that song is a direct ripoff of a song that's from The King and I. So, and I think
Getting
Trey
Married
Parker
Today is another one that is often riffed on all the time.
Yeah, it's funny how fresh they feel, but it's just completely ripping off a song that exists already. And then when you learn that, it's like you're viewing The Matrix for the first time.
Well, it's like watching a Tarantino movie and then realizing he's just doing his favorite Japanese movie or his favorite Italian. Like he's just doing stuff, and he would even admit it. It's like, it's the same thing in movies. Absolutely.
I'm going to view Singing in the Rain with a very different lens.
Yeah.
I think by the time we get there.
Singing in the Rain. I will repeat it again. This movie just makes you want to watch Singing in the Rain, and that's like all I got out of this. Was I'm like, I would much rather watch Singing in the Rain.
This movie made me not want to watch a musical ever again.
You'll like Singing in the Rain.
No, you don't think so.
There's some good musicals in this, and I believe some not good musicals. What happens next? I have here, after the review happens, Eddie and Queenie express their love for each other, ?
Exactly.
I think it was very bewildered.
I don't know. I don't know how these people felt about each other. Did Eddie? Who did he love? Was it just?
Well, it clearly wasn't Hank.
Okay, well, no. I mean, but he was also Bluetoothing himself around as well. He was like, Hank's here right now. Perhaps this is an option. Like a
Yeah, but
couple
he always treated her like an option. Like at least he attempted chemistry.
Preach, sir.
He attempted chemistry with Queenie, but I don't feel like it was ever believable at any point in the movie
No.
that like him and Hank would have been were ever engaged.
Yeah. See, now I'm getting confused. Like Hank, him and Hank.
Mm-hmm.
Hank is a woman. Hank is one of the main. Hank is one of the sisters. I have to keep telling myself that.
But what happens after that? This really strange will they, won't they, should we, shouldn't we, and we shouldn't. And Queenie leaves and she goes to Jock Warner's party. And then this is the, call it a climactic scene where Jock Warner starts assaulting Queenie as much as you could show in the 1930s, attempting to force himself on her. It's a little more forceful than what they actually show in the movie, but obviously that is the implication that they are going for. He's abusing his power, showing his actual playboy ways, which, as we've said, did not feel earned. Obviously, this happens in the real world, but it was a very hard turn. And then, of course, who was there to save Queenie but Eddie?
Mm-hmm.
One dynamic that we have neglected to cover throughout this, as Queenie has become much more popular, she's become one with the in crowd, this Jock Warner, this nouveau riche sort of crowd. Hank is not getting anywhere near that level of success, so there's a level of jealousy that she has. That's why they drifted apart. And Hank is just so sidelined for the last third of the movie, and Eddie saves her. And I think this is the end is by far the most unhinged cut.
Yeah.
It's like an unhinged cut of an edit where they are now Queenie and Eddie coming back from their honeymoon. It is just a hard cut to that after Eddie saves her.
I literally
from
didn't catch that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wait, it's their honey. They're coming back from the
They're
honeymoon?
coming back from their honeymoon.
I thought they're coming back from a party.
No. They're coming
What?
back from their honeymoon. And Hank is there. And she's like, welcome back.
Yeah, I was confused. I was like, weren't you guys just fighting? And then she's like, welcome back. So that's
Like
weird.
she is welcoming back with open arms.
It's more of an epilogue.
It's more of an epilogue. It's like that classic. Many movies of this
6
time.
months later.
Yeah, many movies of this time would have just ended after Eddie saved her.
True. Yeah.
But this one gives a brief epilogue where, again, they're coming back from their honeymoon. And this one I put 3 question marks behind because I was so shocked by the fact this is the route that they went down for this movie. Oh man, that's the end. That's the Broadway Melody.
Yeah. Well, the ending is interesting because if I am correct me if I'm wrong. I'm going to confuse these sisters. Hank is the smaller
one, but
older one. Yes.
Less talented.
So Hank joins up with that mean blonde from before, and they basically agree that they're going to be partners and go on the road.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I missed that.
There's the line where they say, you can, I think they shout out Reading, Pennsylvania. They say they're going to go there and like basically go on tour. They're going to be road players. As I was saying about the end. So Hank is agreeing to go on the road, and there's the comment, you can either be a star on the road or starve on Broadway, where she's basically choosing to be like a big fish in a small pond as opposed to a small fish in a big pond. Whereas Queenie is basically resigning to a life outside of show business. She's agreeing basically like, I'm done with this, which isn't as sad as it would sound for a movie like this, because back then there was a little bit more of a implication with show business that show business was seedy. And if this ended with Queenie basically becoming a big star and like making it big, back then that would not necessarily be considered the happy ending. It would be considered like, oh, you now live among the debauchery and the sliminess.
The Jock
and
Warners of the world.
Exactly.
We're now part of that.
And so anyone who was successful in that space was kind of considered to be on the outskirts of society. Not nearly the same implication as it does nowadays to be a successful actor. There was a little bit of a sneer and, oh, you're a successful actor. So that is actually considered the happy ending, weird enough, in this movie.
Like they got out, but they got to continue being artists on their own terms, free from the darkness of Broadway,
Yes,
I guess.
exactly. Yes, there's an implication, yes, for Hank too, where she's no longer part of Broadway. She's a free spirit, she's back on the road. Versus Queenie, I think she's just done.
Yeah, she found a man.
Yeah, exactly. Which is back then the more happy ending, of course.
Crazy stuff. But recall, we are here and we've devoted all this time to talking about this movie for one very specific reason. That is because it won Best Picture. I wanted to give a bit of an update on where we were for the Academy. The evolution this year of the actual Academy Awards ceremony showed a bit of change from the first to the second awards. While it was still only 5 individuals who made the ultimate decision, that did not change. The number of awards given fell to only 7, which was like 12 or 14 in the year prior. This year, it really narrowed it down to really just focusing on the big items, ones that we know and love: picture, director, actor, actress, writing, cinematography, and art direction. So all categories that have stood the test of time. We'll see in the next few awards, they're really figuring it out. There's a lot of oscillation on like what awards are given, what are not given. Some just show up for one ceremony. Like a lot of the ones from the first ever awards were ones that they've never ever done again. This was also the first ever Academy Awards to have a live radio broadcast with on-the-spot coverage. Every Oscars since has been broadcast either via radio or television. So it's really only the first one that was not available to the public. Also, bucking a little bit of the trend, something that was very different for this one at the Academy Banquet, there were no formal nominee announcements or honorable mentions. It was just simply the winners.
Oh.
Yeah. But time has revealed, like, seeing what the judges deliberated on.
Okay.
It's revealed the other movies that were under consideration for that outstanding picture. So we kind of have, like, a nominee list that I'll walk through just a little bit. First is Alibi. That's a gangster crime movie set contemporary time of Prohibition. Like a murdered cop. There's someone pinning an alibi on someone. That's kind of my read on what that one was. The Hollywood Review of 1929. This was just a review. So this one...
VUE.
Yes. Yes.
It wasn't like...
REVUE.
It wasn't like a Roger Ebert, like, video that
It was
was
just
nominated.
Letterboxd reviews in 1929. But where the Broadway Melody is a movie with a light plot about people being in a review, this was just a review. Like, if the portion of the Broadway Melody, which was watching the show happen, the whole movie was like that, but zero plot surrounding that. Not sure if that was considered a documentary or a concert movie. Been a really strange winner. The next Best Picture nominee in this year was In Old Arizona. Very standard cat and mouse bandit versus sheriff story, but it was the first ever outdoor talkie and Western to be nominated for Best Picture. The last one is The Patriot. Not the
Mel
one with
Gibson?
Mel Gibson. I paused because I knew Drew would react to that. This one was a historical thriller about Paul I, a Russian czar who becomes the target of a deadly conspiracy. Really interesting fact about this one. This is the only Best Picture nominee all time that is lost media.
Oh.
Why'd they lose it?
They just forgot.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Some
what
PA left a hard drive in the
I
back of the
genuinely
car.
don't know what lost media is.
Lost media is because, of course, back then everything was on physical film. The film is, all that film is gone. Burned, torn, like it's just,
Okay,
or
well, that's what I
somewhere in a, Indiana Jones-esque box.
Okay, because I was like, is it like so inappropriate that they were like, we can't ever show this? That's what I was thinking.
No.
But it like literally is like, it's just what it is. It's just lost
Because if
media.
it was just like, you could never show, like then it would show up on, you would have a way
I
to
find it on
find and
TikTok,
watch it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like some of these probably like every copy of it gets, lost, but maybe they have an original, film reel or whatever, and so then they can make recreations
put it
of
on
it.
Tubi.
Yeah, or like
Yeah.
put
Oh, yeah,
stuff on like
stitch it
the Internet
together.
Archive or something like that.
Right,
like,
right.
So they're not. So we don't know like who the intern is that like
Yeah,
that lost it.
Yeah.
We need to know who's responsible.
Well, they should find out.
But yeah, very sad that this one we'll never see that one.
Wow. Does it have any reviews on Letterboxd? I'm gonna look this
It
up.
does, but like most of the reviews are just people like complaining about the fact that there are reviews on it. Or people are like, I watched the trailer and I'm rating it 2.5 stars because the actual movie doesn't exist, so I'm giving it a middle of the road rating. And it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, they're just completionists or whatever.
Right,
on,
right.
On the app. They're just trying to brag.
Totally. But like the only people that you would even be remotely impressing are people who know that it's lost media.
Yeah.
A few other interesting tidbits from this Oscars. Sarah, you'll love this first one. Mary Pickford, who won Best Actress, she was criticized for her Oscar campaign. She invited all the judges over for tea when she knew she was being considered for the award. So it was kind of the OG tampering.
She was politically glazing them.
Yeah, she was being political. Mary Pickford, of course, being someone who was in the original Academy. She was one of the founding members. She knew what she was
It
doing.
was like those FYC baskets.
Oh yeah, well this is like when everyone's like Ariana Grande is like inviting people to like private parties or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Schmooze,
Yeah.
which did not work in Wicked.
Yeah.
Movie that's being referenced yet again. Also, the Broadway Melody won only one Oscar, Best Picture.
Crazy.
No other awards. And this is something that has only been accomplished by 2 other films. They were both in the first about 10 ceremonies. So, talk about an upset.
What are the other two? Out of curiosity.
We'll get there. I think one was Grand Hotel.
Okay.
And the other was, I think it was something. It was actually, I think, a movie about Ziegfeld.
Oh, was it
The Great Ziegfeld.
The Great Ziegfeld.
Yeah, which we'll get way more into Ziegfeld with that in the future.
Christ.
Can you remember who Ziegfeld is?
So you know how in the Broadway Melody there was Zanfield who ran the review?
Yes.
I mean, so Ziegfeld was a man who did that in real life.
He was basically
Okay,
the
I'm getting
first.
the two confused.
Yeah. He was
Yeah,
the
so
same-
right. I mean, again, it is a very clumsy kind of
parody of.
yeah.
He
parody.
was basically just one of the first big mega producers of Broadway around this time.
Yeah, like if someone made a movie and they had a character like Donnie Chump. Like in 100 years, people will
I
be
don't-
very confused.
Who's Donnie? Oh,
In 100 years, people will be really confused by that. But back then, people were probably dying.
Yeah.
They were like, "Oh, they're making fun of Ziegfeld."
Yeah.
Like I know.
Brain rot.
They do have. You're just talking about the character that was it Mark Ruffalo plays in Mickey 17. That is Donnie
Yes.
Chump.
Totally,
God.
totally.
Yeah.
But like even a worse version, because like his name would be the
Yeah,
same
exactly,
thing, too.
exactly.
Yeah. But like I said, Broadway Melody only won one award, and that was Best Picture. This ceremony, that evening at that awards, no movie won more than one Oscar at all.
Wow.
Every single one of the 7 awards went to a different movie.
Okay.
And again, maybe that was because there were 5. They were trying to spread the love. I think we saw that a little bit with the prior ceremony as well, with Wings really just getting picture and engineering.
Less
Yeah.
of a gold derby, more about just celebrating the year in film on the whole.
Right. Yeah. So that is something that's never happened again. So I do want to ask, great question for this one. Was this a deserved Best Picture win?
Well, if I saw the other movies, but this movie sucked. It was hot garbage.
Yeah.
I cannot even imagine this being a Best Picture. There were so many things that I hated about it.
It was probably exciting at the time. You're seeing the dawn of sound in movies, and the idea of putting a musical to that makes the most sense for that new angle to the medium. It's like 3D movies. There's certain genres that make the most sense for that.
I do want to play devil's advocate because it's hard to conceptualize the early stages of movies. But this was, again, the first ever movie musical with the diegetic music that Drew you talked about. This was probably so revolutionary pushing the form so far beyond what it had been done before
Yeah.
that you could make an argument it was deserved, but it is a really bad story.
Bad story.
It's not funny.
And the acting is bad. It's
Yeah.
just bad acting.
The movie itself was also very popular, to be fair. Which back then, I'm sure was something they actually kind of took into account. You know?
Okay, well, we're not back then. It's 2026.
So it would be like if Wicked had won Best Picture.
Literally, yeah. It'd be like, well, this is the one that everyone liked, so let's give it to
Yeah,
it.
but Wicked, I like Wicked. I don't want to say it was... It's hard for me to say it was deserved, of course, because I haven't seen the rest of it. I can appreciate the fact that it was probably a revolutionary new use of technology, and I can see the rationale for it. But I still think we all are in agreement. Pretty bad movie from a movie lens, especially given the benefit of having now almost 100 years of context.
Yeah. So far, 2 episodes in, we have a great spectrum that we can calibrate everything on a scale of Wings to Broadway Melody.
No, honestly, after watching this movie, I was like ready to go back to silent films. I'm like, I don't want anybody to talk.
Sound was a mistake.
It was a mistake. I'm like, this was a massive mistake because Wings was a very impressive movie. And I know that they basically had all of their cameras in a sound booth, like different sound booths during this movie or something like that. What was it? I read
In
about
Broadway
it.
Melody.
In the Broadway Melody. So all the shots are like static. Like there's nothing else they can do.
Oh, which is like you say, the camera was so dynamic in Wings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we get to Singing in the Rain, that is a major plot point, is the technical limitations of the transition to sound in movies and how that was something that they had to work around. And it probably, in the case like this, they were like, you can't move the camera because we got to do this all in the sound booth too.
Sarah, if Wings was as bad as this, and it was 2 back-to-back stinkers, would you be like,
Would you be out?
yeah, would you be out, or would at least you would be staking your flag really strongly that old movies are bad movies?
100% I'd be doing that. I would be saying
And
that.
it's like it was just going to be like a slog until we get to something that's even like halfway relevant or modern.
Exactly. I was like very pleasantly surprised.
All right, so time for the brain rot. The question that I have today is, if they rewrote this movie today, the Broadway Melody, to be set in modern times, say 2025 period piece, how would they change the plot?
What plot? First, we'd have to come up with a plot.
I think this is my pitch.
Okay.
It's all shot with one take, and we're focusing on an actor who used to play a superhero and is mostly known for that. And this is his second act in life. I'm thinking someone like maybe Emma Stone, Michael Keaton. Is anyone?
Sarah, do you know what's going on?
No,
That's good. Well, you'll learn it about...
a movie.
I'm pissing off Adam.
Yeah, you'll learn in about like 80 episodes. He's talking about...
Is that La La Land?
No.
Will you want to tell me?
I don't think so. I think we'll wait.
Emma Stone, Michael Keaton. I'll just Google it.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah. I want to go back to what I was saying at the beginning. TikTok House.
Lord.
I'm right here with
Like,
you.
I think Broadway Melody, obviously, like, we change it to, like, TikTok ringtone or something.
Broadway ringtone. Ringtone.
That was my millennial was
I was
showing.
thinking your age is showing right now.
Yeah.
TikTok ringtone.
TikTok soundbite? I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yes. Okay.
Hey Adam,
TikTok.
your beeper's going off.
Oh, sorry, my BlackBerry's buzzing right now. It's blowing up. But no, I want to go back to the TikTok house idea. And they're not sisters. They're lesbians. And like everyone's lesbian.
This is
like,
the
I
second
think
time we
that's-
wanted it to be a gay love story.
Yes.
You just sound like everyone on Letterboxd.
I know.
I mean, anytime they watch
Becoming
any
a
movie.
parody of myself, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I think it actually would make the story more interesting.
Sure, yeah.
What if it was like a bunch of newborn babies, like in a hospital?
Okay.
And,
Keep
like-
going.
I actually didn't know where I was going with that, but I mean,
Well, you're in it now, so you have to see it
It's
through.
like Super Babies.
yeah,
but not Super Babies, 2 Baby Geniuses.
Yeah.
like a bunch of boss babies, just like babies, and they're all just, making the noises that they make, and it all kind of becomes one big symphony. Right?
I mean,
Okay. And
you
there's
make
like a baby review.
You make a great point in that anything could improve this movie.
Exactly. Exactly. That's mine.
So, TikTok house, babies, the plot of Birdman.
Yeah.
These are all things that, I mean, Drew's pitches, if we make this movie a movie that won Best Picture, maybe it will be better.
Maybe we have a good shot.
I've never seen it. I have no idea what you're talking about.
You'll learn in 82
Something like that.
episodes
Yeah,
or something like that.
Oh my God. What is that? Like a year from now?
Yes.
Couple of years.
Couple of years.
That was like a year and a half. I do want to go back to something we talked about at the beginning about the D'Amelio sisters.
Oh yeah, let's.
Can we like dig into that more and maybe in relation to this movie?
Are we doing a recast now, like last episode? We're doing the D'Amelio sisters.
I don't want to do a recast every time,
No,
but
no,
like
I'm
if it
kidding.
makes sense.
No.
You just had some hot takes about them. And I want to be clear. I am not super sure who these people are.
That's totally fine.
I know one thing about the D'Amelio sisters, and that's that their dad was a campaign staffer for Mitt Romney. And that's it.
Sarah, please educate us.
Okay, well, they're obviously like famous TikTokers.
Right.
Charlie D'Amelio was like the
Yeah,
famous
like
one.
early.
Yeah,
She like kind
did
of
the renegade-
pioneered.
She did the renegade dance. However, she did. It's the renegade.
Renegade.
Renegade. Oh, fuck. I'm sorry. Oh shit.
She
sorry.
hit the mic.
No.
She hit the mic.
I'm sorry. I TikTok danced.
TikTok dance
too close to the
Too
sun.
close to the sun. What was I saying?
The renegade dance.
Okay, yeah, she did the renegade, but she didn't make it up. There was actually a black creator who made up the renegade dance, and Charlie D'Amelio just like stole it. And so Charlie D'Amelio was famous, and then her sister Dixie D'Amelio. It was massive when this happened during COVID. She did a sister reveal, and everyone was like, "Oh my gosh, Charlie D'Amelio has a sister," and it's Dixie D'Amelio.
I did not know that part.
And then Dixie was like, she was the more edgy one. Like she cut her hair, and she was dating Noah Beck, which was another TikToker at the time.
So like, is Charlie talented?
She's a talented dancer. I think she was like featured on Broadway, which is like a thing that TikTokers are like doing now.
Oh, there's like that Mormon.
Which Mormon? There's a lot.
The Mormon wife. Like she was, I believe, made famous by being on the Real Lives of Mormon Wives, and now she was on Dancing with the Stars, and I think she did very well there. And I believe she's parlayed that into being on Broadway. I think she's actually going to be in Chicago. That's what I saw. But yeah, the TikToker to Broadway pipeline that's sad.
Yeah.
But I mean, based on what we've seen in this movie, maybe it's not that
The bar is in
surprising.
hell after watching this.
Yeah. I mean, do you think Charlie and Dixie D'Amelio would have improved this movie? With Noah Beck, I guess, being, again, I still don't know who this man is. Would he be Eddie?
Oh, no, he's much more of a Jock Warner type.
Okay.
That's a damning accusation.
I would say Eddie would be more like Lil Huddy.
I like knew that I wasn't going to know who you were going to say. I didn't realize it was going to be so foreign to my mind.
Yeah.
Lil Huddy dated Charlie D'Amelio.
This is your Birdman.
Yes, that's true. Last bit. It's going to be fun for this one. What is everyone's Letterboxd rating?
Half of a star.
Half?
Yeah. This wasn't even a movie.
It's fair.
I hate musicals. There was no plot. Everybody
Okay.
annoyed me. The acting was bad. The song sucked.
I'll show you a few half-star movies.
Yeah.
I can't stoop this low, but it's probably a 1.5 for me, which is like, for a Best Picture winner, that's
That's crazy.
Pretty damn.
crazy low.
Yeah.
Like 1.5 is like, I mean, half-star movies for me are like, that's like not, it's like literally not a movie.
Okay, but this wasn't a movie to me. It was a bunch of people yelling at each other. There was no story. There was no.
Yeah,
there
but they
was
at least
no
like
rising action,
shot the
climax,
film.
resolution.
Yeah.
Barely. I mean, they're just sitting there and people are walking in.
I respect your half star, and I endorse it, and you should stand by it.
I do stand by it.
Drew?
Thank you.
I'll maybe go 2. I can
Okay.
understand the context of it and like appreciate it for that, but
I was like, I wouldn't say it's a strong 1.5, but I think there's
it's
a
a
case to
light
be
2. It's a light
a 2. But
Um,
I'll pray on it some more. Well, that's the Broadway Melody, and that's, as they say, showbiz.
Wow. And you made fun of me for saying that's a rap on Cast and Crew, and you had
That's
that
true.
up your
I
sleeve.
did. I know. But that's it. That's Broadway Melody, a movie that we broadly did not care for.
Don't watch it.
But listen to this.
don't watch the movie, but listen to us talk about it.
We watched it, so you don't have to. But next week, you can join us, and we will be discussing our second World War I movie, 1930s, All Quiet on the Western Front, a movie which I believe is going to be much better than this one.